Don't you think it's about time for a podcast for Christian entrepreneurs to share the good news of Christ through their business, testimonies, and faith? We do, and that's why we're here. This is the Millionaire Faith, the testimony of an entrepreneur. We'll talk to entrepreneurs from all over and learn from their obstacles, setbacks, and challenges. Get inspired by how they overcame. Let's do this. This is Millionaire Faith, the testimony of an entrepreneur, with your host, daughter of Christ, mom, wife, and serial entrepreneur, the Queen of Vision. The Queen of Vision. Here's Dr. Sylvia Jones.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Millionaire Faith, the testimony of an entrepreneur. With myself, Dr. Sylvia Jones, the Queen of Vision. We are blessed to have our guest today, Dr. Portia Bell. Dr. Bell is an outstanding dentist and owner of a private practice in Columbus, Ohio. Overcoming some of life's setbacks and challenges, she has been an entrepreneur now for almost 35 years. To celebrate this monumental accomplishment, she is here to share her story and testimony. With no further ado, Dr. Portia Bell.
Thank you, first of all, for inviting me to this forum, this platform. I appreciate the invitation and love the opportunity to share about business. I began my business in 1987 after graduating from dental school in 84. So I do have a general dental practice. I am the sole proprietor. I'm a corporation. I'm actually an S corporation, and I'm the president. And this corporation was formed in 87, as I mentioned. I'm the only dentist currently in the practice, and I have a staff of 6 who work with me.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Just tell us a little bit about what were your biggest challenges to getting started?
Oh, the biggest challenge was financing. I did not know much at all about dealing with a bank to get financing for business. I was told, I got my first loan through Bank One. At the time, it was Bank One, not Chase Bank. And it was an SBA loan. I asked for a certain dollar amount and they gave me something less. And I was not in the position to strongly negotiate, so I took what they gave me. So my biggest challenge was starting out behind the 8 ball. I did not have the required dollars that I really needed to make the practice go. But I was determined, and so I took it. I said, okay, whatever, just let me have a chance at this ring, go at the brass ring here. And so it was like asking for 5 apples and being given 3 pears. Okay.
All right. So how was you being in the plaza, how was that helpful to you?
This particular space was very helpful. I actually had a Mid-Ohio Regional Traffic Survey performed on this intersection before I chose it. And I found, I forget how many thousands of cars came by here in a day. I was surprised. It was a very heavily trafficked intersection. And that's because Sunbury Road is kind of a corridor across the city. Sunbury Road, as well as Cassidy and Agler, are also kind of a crossroads. And that's why the plaza's named Crossroads, because it allows people to cross the city east to west and north to south without getting on the highway. So that was one of the main reasons that I was interested in this location, and because I was looking all over the city. Because when I started this practice in this location, I lived far west, lived way west, so it was quite a haul for me to drive over here every day. The other thing that was beneficial was that it was a HUD subsidized property. And so the rate per square foot was more reasonable than some places that I'd looked.
Right. I never knew about that. You doing the survey. That's awesome. Today's episode was sponsored by Violet Eyewear. Go over to violetoyewear.com and get yourself a pair of God's glasses so that you can see yourself the way that God sees you. Also, feel great knowing that for every pair you buy, one is donated to a homeless person in need. Now back to today's episode. What was your biggest challenge during the, not in the beginning, but during the actual stay of your business?
Over these years, what has been the biggest challenge? Cash flow.
Okay.
Just having the money in the account when I needed it. It may be on its way, it may be coming, but I need it today.
Okay.
So floating things, moving things around, massaging the books. That has been a challenge. Also, I would say that's the biggest challenge, but I've faced many challenges. I always tell aspiring dentists and young dentists, you can learn from me. You don't have to make all the mistakes I made. I have knocked my head on every pillar and post. Come and talk with me and share with me. I always invite interns, interested parties, dental students into my practice so that they can learn and have an easier path, because essentially I was blazing a trail. I didn't really have a mentor, and I would have liked to have had one.
Wow. What would you say is your biggest accomplishment?
My biggest accomplishment? I would have to say raising 2 productive daughters. I count that as my biggest accomplishment. My daughters work with me, and we're a family-owned business. And, they went to college and stuff, but they have found that there's a place for them here. And we work together because I've told them, this is your future. You don't have to go look for a job. I want to create jobs. So I'm going to say that too. My biggest accomplishment is job creation. Creating
I love that.
Jobs in the community and hiring Black people.
Okay. How did owning the business change you as a person?
Oh my gosh. Oh, it brought out my work ethic. I always was a pretty good dental. I was a good student, all through high school and everything. I was a valedictorian of my high school class, and I knew how to do school. But having a business called for a totally different skill set, one which I did not have going in, and secondly, did not know I needed. I didn't even know what I didn't know. I was really very naive, and it made me become a lifelong student. I've always loved learning, but learning about business, learning about being an executive, challenged me in ways that I hadn't expected.
That's awesome. That is amazing. Business and older definitely will stretch you, to say the least.
I should say.
Oh my goodness. And so we reach our final question. What advice do you have for others who have an idea or a vision, but they don't know where to start?
First of all, I would say don't allow anyone to steal your dream. There are dream stealers who will say, oh, you can't do that. Or I never heard of that. Because people used to laugh when I said I wanted to be a dentist. They were like, a Black girl dentist? Get out of here. You just like to hear yourself talk. But don't allow anyone to steal your dream, because everybody does not have your vision. And everyone's vision is different. We might be doing the same things, but we may do them differently. And I would caution that. And I would also say, write down your thoughts and your vision. Write it down, mail it to yourself. I used to do that all the time. Write down my goals and put it in an envelope, put a stamp on it, and mail it to myself, and stick it in my drawer and just leave it there for a year or two and open it and see how close I am to the things that I said I wanted to do 2 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, I still have some of those. And I read them sometimes and I say, I never did do that, but some of the things I have been able to tick off my list. It's sort of like creating a bucket list, but for your goals. So put those goals down and then speak them. Choose carefully who you share your vision with, because like I said, people will try to bash you, but it's good to have someone to help you be accountable, and then also someone to share with. And you want to put those words out into the universe. You want to speak that I am, and not I'm going to be. I used to talk like that. I'm going to be, I'm going to do. Say that I am a dentist. I'm a dentist. I haven't been trained yet. I'm undeveloped. I don't have my own practice. I am a business owner. I am a business owner, even though I don't have a business yet. But my business is me, myself incorporated. So you can always start with you. Treat yourself like a business. Your time is valuable. Your thoughts are important. Relationships and connectivity, networking is very important. Who you know sometimes makes all the difference in what you're able to accomplish. So you always want to be around people who are like-minded. Find the people who are doing what you want to do and hang around them. The people that you spend your time with are a very heavy influence on you, whether you realize that or not. And you should be selective about who you let into your circle. You're trying to build your corporate world, even as you build your personal relationships.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Portia Bell. You are such an inspiration. You are a trailblazer. You have paved the way for so many that you probably don't even know, that have watched you and seen you, and you've helped to grow. So this is called Millionaire Faith, that with God, your success is possible. And so we think that you exemplify that, and we celebrate you, and we just think you are amazing. So thank you so much for coming on my platform today. I am so happy. Everyone I do, I just always feel so warm and fuzzy at the end. And because I feel like there's a lot of history at the Plaza that has not been told. And so hopefully this will start to unveil some of that, so that other little boys and girls that may be looking up, who have a vision or a dream, might be able to look at us and say, hey, it is attainable for me as well. So that is our goal. And thank you so much. You have an amazing day.
Thank you so very much. And I wish the greatest success for this project. I'm really excited about what you're doing and very proud of you, Dr. Jones.
Thanks for listening to Millionaire Faith, the testimony of an entrepreneur. It's our passion to create a space for Christian entrepreneurs so we can hear the good news of Christ through business, testimony, and faith. We hope you enjoyed the show. We know we had fun. Make sure to like, rate, and review, and we'll be back soon. But in the meantime, hit the website at millionairefaith.com, the Facebook group at Millionaire Faith VIP, and on Instagram and Facebook at Millionaire Faith. And we'll see you next time.